So a scientist, an architect, a football coach, and the Librarian of Congress walk into a bar. Actually, that's later. But it's possible this is the most eclectic panel I will ever get to moderate in my life, and also, except for the commonality of your awesomeness and some interesting themes that I think surfaced even in these bits of your story. So I'm tempted to start at the very beginning because I'm curious from each of you. When we spoke with Hillary Clinton last week, one of the research that she cited that was particularly sobering to me were studies that show that girls as young as 6 years old already think that boys are smarter than they are. And so we can talk about all sorts of obstacles and barriers and messages that you encounter along the way, but she was worried about, where does this begin? And this, of course, makes me curious about your parents and about your messages and what you were told that seems to have given you the kind of jet fuel that has taken you so far. Sylvie, do you want to?
Well, as a young woman, I was told I could look forward to a career as a secretary, a nurse, a teacher, and something really exciting. I could be an airline stewardess. And those are all great professions and fine, but that's not what I wanted to do. But I had parents who, in spite of their practical advice, always had my back. Whatever you want to do, dear, it's okay. We're here for you. It was the best gift parents could ever give to anyone, to let me be me, whatever that is. So as a scientist, they couldn't figure out how I could ever make a living, but they figured, well, she'll just get married and have kids. And
which
so it's okay.
Which you did too.
Let her do her science thing.
Carla?
Well, I had strong women in the family, and my grandmother made sure that her two daughters, even with the racial divide and everything that was happening, would go to college because she said she never wanted them to work in anybody's kitchen. And so I had my mom and my aunt, and then it was like, of course you're going to get a PhD. It's like, okay. Wow.
My parents were academics, poet, ceramicist, and I think my mother smuggled out of China when she was 19, $20 to go to Smith. Full professor, worked. My dad had this amazing half-sister, Lin Wei Yin, who he adored, and he just wanted a girl, and he entrusted almost, I could be anything, I could do anything. So I got this incredible guidance from my mom, who was like out there doing her thing and raising two kids. And my dad's love for me was almost like, you could do anything you want. It was maybe not the stereotype of what fathers and daughters are, but it was incredibly empowering at a very early age.
No, I'm amazed at how many women talked about their fathers.
Yeah.
I mean, many talked about them, but a lot talked about their fathers, and how powerful that message, that you can do anything message, has enormous impact, which...
I think it's a gift, and I think you realize, living through it, that if you're told something else, that you should grow up, raise a family from your parents, it's a different thing. It was much easier, I think, for me because of the way my parents sort of really let my brother and I become who we wanted to be, but also had this incredible no limits because you're the daughter.
Catherine?
Yeah, for me, I had an older brother and older cousins. I was the youngest and I was the girl. And so, we got sent out to play, and it was figure out how to play with the boys and do what they're doing or get left behind. Well, I didn't want to get left behind, so I did whatever they did and, really found a way to, okay, if they can do that, I can do that too. So it's, I just wanted to be a part of that, and I think that really fostered the sense of whatever they were figuring out how to do, I was going to be right there with them figuring it out as well.